So I've practiced meditation for thousands of hours, and I've taught it for hundreds more, and I commonly receive the question of, I want to meditate, but it's really challenging. How can I overcome these obstacles that present themselves through this practice? And so today's video is a response to that question. My name is Phoenix, and I help people to transform their consciousness. Now, we all know deep down why there's resistance to meditation. It has everything to do with the mind and the ego, which is part of the mind, you could say. Our mind is used to going in 10 different directions at once. Just like if you were to imagine a bunch of horses roaming around in this beautiful meadow, and one of them wants to go here, one of them there, and they're so used to being free that the minute you try to rein them in, they are going to resist. And so our senses are constantly drifting here and there. Ooh, this looks nice. But what happens over time is the more the mind is going out, the more we're wearing down our bodies. We're wearing down, we're losing energy this way. And so the first thing, the most important thing to understand if you want to overcome your resistance to meditation is to understand the inherent value of controlling the mind. Because if there's no value, if you don't see the value in it, then obviously you're not going to want to submit yourself to that practice. So what is the value of meditation? Of course, the more control we have over the mind, the more we can accomplish what we set out to do with laser point focus. And furthermore, we can control our emotions, we can control our relationships, and whether there's fulfillment or a sense of satisfaction in life in general. We can control our responses to ordinary circumstances around us. So once you understand the inherent value, you're going to want to practice. You're going to want to overcome any other resistance that the mind throws at you. So I want you to imagine for a moment that somebody comes to your house each and every day and delivers a single package, and you have to find a place in your house which has limited space, and you have to put it there, okay? Now imagine this is happening for 10 years or 20 years or even 30 years. And each day you've got to find a new place to put a package. Now, wouldn't it be easy if you could take some of those packages and maybe give them to friends or get rid of things that you no longer need anymore? Now, thoughts are basically like these packages, and we take on all of these emotions. We take on all these thoughts about the people in our lives, about our job, whatever it is, and we start to accumulate them, and we don't know how to process them. Meditation is the opportunity to process the thoughts. It's the opportunity to let the thoughts come and then to let them go again. We assimilate them so that we can maintain a certain equanimity, so that when new thoughts come in, we can graciously receive them, and then we can let out the old. This is the process of it's a natural cycle that we find in nature. And so in order to do this, we have to meditate or do some form of controlling the mind. So in essence, any form of prayer is meditation. Another important thing that you can do to overcome challenges in meditation is to set a schedule for yourself and to commit to that schedule. If something's important, you recognize the inherent value. Once you do that, you set your schedule and say, look, first thing in the morning, as soon as I open my eyes, I'm going to sit up in bed for 5 minutes a day. I'm going to do that for a week, and then maybe I'll recommit to a longer period the week after that. But you have a commitment and you write it down, and you maybe even have an accountability partner, somebody that's doing it with you. Maybe it's your spouse, or maybe you tell your son about it and you say, hey, keep me on track here. That's really important. If you don't commit to it, then you might try it one day and then you skip a day and say, oh, well, it should be to where it's like brushing your teeth. You know how you feel if you didn't brush your teeth in the morning or at night? You feel yucky. You don't feel right. After so many years of meditation, for me, if I miss a day, it doesn't matter what's happening. It doesn't matter where I am, if I'm camping. It doesn't matter if I'm traveling. If I don't take the time to meditate first thing in the morning for at least an hour, I don't feel right. It's not like I feel sick or stressed or anything, but I feel like, I could be more calm, I could be more grounded, I could be more focused, and I missed out because I didn't take advantage of that opportunity. So when you commit to it and you start to practice consistently, then you will start to receive the benefits and you will start to overcome the challenges naturally. The third recommendation that I have for you is to understand that the thoughts aren't just going to magically go away, and you can accept that, and you can be okay with the thoughts. You can let them come, and you can just kind of observe them as if you are way up high, maybe a hawk or an eagle up in the sky, and you're looking down on yourself and on your silly stories, and you can just laugh at it, and you can see, okay, you know what, this really isn't all that important, and I'm going to accept that, hey, you know what, I could be dreaming right now. This could be just an elaborate game that I made up just for fun. And if I can have that attitude in meditation, or you can have that attitude, then what happens is those challenges, those things that seem so difficult, that pressing thought that just kept coming up for you and you just had to get up and run or do something, that can just, you can sit with that. You can love that. You can be in its presence and not be fazed by it. So those are my top 3 recommendations. First, you've got to recognize the inherent value of meditation. If not, you're never going to want to do it. It's more precious than gold. It can solve literally all of your problems. Of course, there's going to still be pain, but it's your choice whether you want to suffer. Life can be easy. Life can be free-flowing no matter the circumstances, no matter where you are, no matter what other people are doing, okay? Recognize the value. And then from there, commit to a daily routine. Start slow and build your way up. Start with 5 minutes. It's not a lot. And then build to 10, 15, 20. Maybe eventually you get to a half an hour or an hour. That's great. But any amount of time that you do it, you will not regret it. Okay? And number 3 is to observe yourself, is to not attach to the thoughts. And this is a practice, of course. I find myself, after so many years and so many thousands of hours of meditation, I still get lost in my own story. Oh, and what about this? And I'm thinking about the future or dwelling on the past. Still happens. And I'm okay with that, because I understand it's just part of the game. And the more I practice, the more I can detach, and the easier it gets. So just take heart if you're struggling. The more you apply yourself, and the more you're committed and you stay consistent, you will persist through the challenges. So I hope that this video was helpful for you. Again, my name is Phoenix, and I help people to transform their consciousness. If you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up. You can share it with your friends, subscribe to my channel, and have a beautiful rest of your day. Aloha from Maui.